Good morning, everybody. My name is Bobbie Richardson. I am a channeler. I channel through the Pleiadians, mainly Arcturians, Source Energy, Gaia, and Elementals. Today we're going to do a fun thing. We are going to do a general tarot reading for 2023. So I mainly channel. Sometimes it's just fun to have the tarot, and I am a visual person, so the pictures do stir up some things for me. It's like an easier thing sometimes to have tarot, but I don't need it. I have been contacted by beings all my life. I've seen things that others couldn't see. My mum had the same gift, very much like Alison Dubois out of Medium. If you've ever seen that show, it was broadcasted about, I think, 1990s and 2000s. It was of a real lady who could actually see the dead, and I could have gone that way myself, but I decided to use my gift to find the potential of humanity, and it took me on this beautiful path of realizing what we're missing out on. So that's why I am now being pushed to go live, and I have been for the last 2 years. So let's get into this reading. Anyway, hey Joe, hey Leanne, hey Sasha, hey Debbie, hey Shanti. Good to see you guys here. I'm just going to go straight through YouTube today. I tried the Zoom thing last time and it was a lag in the chat bar. So I think this is easier. Hi Debbie. Anyway, let's get into this. I have already chosen. I have already shuffled the cards, and 2 cards fell out for 2023, which was really interesting. One was showing up, and that was the 7 of Wands. And underneath it was a card that I didn't realize was underneath because it was, together like this. But the card underneath was the Magician. So I'm really interested in this. This is, it's going to be a very interesting year indeed. 2023 is going to be teaching us a lot about, especially with the 7 of Wands, about how every time we focus in on the fight and pick up the baton and try to protect ourselves, it's like we are creating the fight. We are literally bringing in the energy of the fight. As soon as we decide we need to overprotect ourselves, to make sure, instead of already holding the energy that we are safe, and that in itself creates the safety net. We are learning that every time we pick up a baton, something seems to come towards us every time. And then that is bringing out the Magician for us. And the Magician is someone who has all the tools needed to be able to create the reality that they desire, that this person truly desires. I mean, each of these people in the background have to find their own tools within themselves to create the desired reality that they want to create. But look behind the Magician, we have the monkey pulling at his cloak here. And is the Magician taking any friggin' notice of this monkey? Is he going to pick up something and whack the monkey or anything, which is then going to make the monkey angrier, and then the monkey's going to start attacking him, and then we end up back in this card here. So even if something is pulling at our cloak, trying to get our attention, tug. Even if somebody outside of us is trying to bring us into their reality of doom and gloom and worry and feeling like they're not enough, we have to look at how we're holding our energy here, because in the end, this monkey will walk off and he will go find somebody else the baton, who has the fight. And that's what 2023 is going to really be about. There's going to be a shift in humanity's consciousness, a literal shift in our consciousness of how we're creating our reality. And it's not coming from us physically doing physically doing things. It's coming from how we feel about who we are. And that's been my whole lesson right along, right? But it truly is. And we have to be aware that when we do step into this magician cloak here, that we are going to be taking the reins to everything, and understanding that what we are creating is truly like we have to be responsible. We have to be responsible for everything that we are creating, is what they're trying to say here. He's going to have a fuller understanding of himself. See the 8, the figure of 8 that's above his head? That's a unity symbol, and it's also a connection to source energy. A fuller understanding of thyself and their power, that their actions do carry magic within them, but also the inner world, the inner dialogue, the inner feeling of how we feel about ourselves also carries power. It's merging those two together and having a better understanding of how we can shift our reality. So yeah, that's two really vitally important cards for 2023. How opposite are those? One is completely fighting. He's protecting himself. He's making sure that he's in survival mode all the time. We have been programmed, literally programmed, to be in survival mode. And I tell you what, when things go really well for you and you feel like all of a sudden miracles are happening around you, it's almost like you're on your guard, because you've been programmed to be on your guard for something to go wrong. And what happens then? The energy of yourself is on guard, and that means that the universe goes, they're ready for a problem. They're ready for something to go wrong again. So that means something's going to go wrong with you. So really, when we step into this, we have to do it in a manner where we're constantly rechecking ourselves over and over. Even if things start going really well, keep checking in. Am I supporting who I am? Or am I now going, oh my God, this is going so well and I'm not used to all this happiness, where, something's going to obviously go wrong and I'm going to end up bringing in somebody else that's going to show me some of the lesson and stuff. No. Don't go there. You, at every single moment, every single point in your moment of your life, can switch that thought to, I am safe. The universe carries me. I love myself. I'm here, physically here, in this body, on Gaia, on Earth, vulnerable in this body, and still know I am safe, and that I will be shown the right path, the right doors, the right people to be able to reflect what I need to know about myself, but also to be able to create the reality that I truly, truly desire. So we're really pushing our creative abilities, our inner creative juices, to show the world that we are, the light within ourselves is worthy of being in this body, on this planet, creating exactly precisely what we want. I mean, if you think about it, if humanity had been given free reign of absolutely anything that they truly wanted to do and create, and there was no blooming red tape and you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that, this business is going to buy you out, or this business will even murder you if you had to, blah, 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 if they had to, if we were truly just able to use our imagination, when I know when I was a kid, and I'm 55 now, so when I was a kid, we used to like imagine the world around this time in 2020, and we would be told like by our teachers, draw a picture. Just about everybody drew flying cars. Just about everybody drew things that were really beautiful, because in our imagination as innocent children, that's where we were going. And so why don't we embrace that adventure? There's an adventure there to be embraced, and we will start to see also, I'm starting to channel now, we start to see all of these companies that are also consuming themselves, companies that are over protecting themselves will start to fail. Things will start to go wrong in their company because their overprotection is going to bring in problems as well. It's not just going to be a individual person that has this happen to them in 2023. We're going to see it on a bigger scale happening. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Hi, Mr. X. Yeah, I do free chat bar readings after this general reading. So, hi, free speech. Good to see you, Christine, Sheree, Malcolm. Good to see you guys. I'm just going to grab a drink of water. Okay, let's see what else comes out with the card for 2023. So yeah, are you going to be the creator of your reality, or you're still going to fall into the victim or overprotectiveness, which is just going to bring in exactly what you are. Everything that you feel about yourself is coming towards you in big time, fast. That's why lots of people are either going to completely lose it or they're going to completely win it. You know, it's going to be so parallel in that adventure. And they're also telling me that they're prepping. I'm going to probably do a channeling. Actually, I'm going to be careful. I'm going to do a channeling on Thursday for 2023 as well. So I'll just watch the cards for now, see what the cards come up with for this, because this is a tarot reading, not a channel reading, although I can't help myself. Okay. So the cards that came out here was the Eight of Pentacles, and after that was the Queen of Chalice. So let's get into the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is all about working hard to gain. Now, yes, we're learning how to create our reality from the inside out and how we feel about ourselves, absolutely, right? But we are on earth and we are in logic. We are in a physical form and we physically need to do things. But to create what we really truly desire, when we haven't got the clouded worry, concern, and all that energy within us, we literally start to gain more energy. We literally start to have more space within our energy to do as we wish when we're living completely in the moment. And that brings you to being able to ground that you want to create on in your reality, ground it. So we need to physically do things. We need to physically pick up the phone and talk to the person that last year we would have been nervous to talk to. We need to physically get our hands dirty, so to speak, and do things to ground what we desire on earth through our ability to create what we want. So this card is all about physically, to me, physically grounding. See, he's made the statues physically grounded, what he had in his imagination in the statue. And then he will reap these rewards. The rewards will come in thick and fast, because it's not just a spiritual person who's etherically desiring something in the imagination, but too scared and worried about how it's going to look in front of others. He's now going, you know what? I tried it, being scared and worried, and it doesn't work. It brings in more scare. It brings in more fear and worry. So I'm going to just take this idea and I am going to ground it. I'm going to find a way. And if you don't know the way, because you're going to ground something that's completely different in this world that you're not seen, nobody else has ever seen, then ask the universe to show you a sign, and ask them to show you 3 signs in 3 different ways and from 3 different, completely different things. And then you will go, okay, now you've got my attention, universe. I can trust that, because something coming 3 times in 3 different ways means that you've held your energy strong enough for the universe to supply at least the next path. And then you can trust that, because you're learning to trust yourself and your imagination to ground it. So that card has got a lot in it. And that's bringing us to the Queen of Chalice, who sits on her throne and knows who she is. She knows thyself. She is not afraid anymore. She knows she's source energy, God in itself, moving through her body, and she knows her feminine strength. And what's feminine strength? It's not a physical thing. Feminine strength is truly knowing thyself and realizing that you have all control and over your emotions. You have an understanding of everything, and you use it for your benefit. So if she was say, for instance, she started to get nervous about something, instead of getting down on herself for that nervous feeling, she'll go, oh, if I'm nervous, then there's something around me that's not in sync with who I am. So I need to either move out of this circle and move towards what I do know will relieve the nervousness, or I need to look it in the eye and see if I can shift it, like take my power back and see that I am not in lack of. So there's this power that comes through knowing thyself, through the feminine side of ourselves. And what is, I'll see what the tarot say next, but I keep stopping myself because it's like I'm channeling. But what they're also bringing up is that to know thyself, even though we're knowing ourselves as a feminine side, we might raise our energy into something that's creating a better life for ourselves, and then a masculine counterpart or our logical side needs to lift its game too, because we are one in essence in itself, whether it's a partner outside yourself, or whether it's the 2 hemispheres of the brain, or whether it's east and west of Gaia herself, and different countries living in different places. We need to learn to live as one together and have a better understanding. So when one raises its energy, the other starts to feel uncomfortable, and then the only way out is to raise their energy as well. I'll probably get into that in another channeling though. Hey Diane, good to see you. Brian, Tracy, Lane, and Graham. What's the best way for us to help others to awaken in 2023? That's probably a question for Thursday, because I am going to do channeling on Thursday. We'll see what the tarots are saying today, because this is what this is about. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the tarots up in 2023. They are fun. If you guys want to just remark whether you want them or not, because what I was thinking of doing is just maybe even like a lot more channeling, instead of, and just like I'm back and forth with the tarot because I've become quite used to channeling now. Let's see what else is going to come up in a different pack anyway. 2023. Oh, that just jumped out of there. Hey, okay. 2023. There's going to be some conflict that's going to happen. When those conflict that is going to happen with those that are undecided about who they are. Okay, so we have the 5 of Wands and the 2 of Swords. So conflict definitely happening. See, he's got his battens up again. He's in stress mode. He's in protective mode. Every time the program pulls us into a fear-based program, into overprotecting ourselves, we end up creating bigger scenarios that end up creating us to pick up bigger battens. I mean, we just keep creating this delusional reality of fear, fight, and it's not working. So this is why this is going to be highlighted even next year, but not if you have found that you are just saying no to that monkey that's tugging on the back of that. That no, I know where I am. I know where I'm going. I know who I am, and I'm going that way. Sorry, guys, I'm not listening to the fear-based scenario. Remember, this has been happening. This isn't just happening in 2023. This has been happening all our lives. This is something that we are so used to. But 2023 is going to highlight it so that we can get a fuller understanding of really what happens when our energy is depleted and put into a scenario where we feel like we have to fight. But there's people on the other side of the world that don't even know that the dragon exists. There's people in the other country that are like, what dragon? So it does depend on whether you're going to run towards that fight and try to overprotect yourself. But you're running towards it, right? With your energy, with your focus. And also in 2023, we have to know ourselves. Here's a decision card, 2 of Swords. This person here doesn't want to know either side of himself. He doesn't want to know the logic, doesn't want to know the intuition. He's just going to close. Sorry, the birds are going off. I don't know how loud that is for you guys. It's loud for me. But look, I literally want to close my ears off. I don't want to hear all that gabble and stuff like that. I don't want to hear the fight between myself, within myself, my logic fighting my intuition. I don't trust your intuition. My intuition's screaming, yes, I know where I'm going. My logic's going, no, there's no physical evidence. Hello, storyline, program. We have a chance here to learn to work within ourselves together within our own psyche and understand both sides of ourselves and when one takes over, where it leads us to. If the imagination and the intuition and the feminine side takes over, where does it lead us to? It leads us to this airy fairy story that's never grounded, and we're just like in dreamland, dreaming. Nothing's ever, and then we're all like victim. Oh my God! But nothing ever happens for me. That is the lack of within that. What's the lack of within the logic that takes over and wants to overbear everything and overprotect itself and doesn't know how to shift itself out of a story that just keeps repeating over and over and over again. Hello, work, 8 to 5, 9 to 5. And no wonder that's changing in this world at the moment. Literally, these young kids that bring in through this whole different reality at the moment where we don't have to work 9 to 5, and we shouldn't. We were slaves to a program, to a system. And look what's on the base of this pack. We have the Temperance. This is where we're going. We're going towards balance. We're going towards harmony. We're creating our own rainbow. She's creating her own rainbow. She's deciding what she wants in her reality, and she's trusting this now. Totally different. Yo. So it's full on in a moment. And it's not going to ease up. I'm going to get another pack with some oracles. It's not going to ease up, I'm afraid, for 2023. So if you're feeling out of balance and out of kilter and all of that, there's only one place to look. And it's not pointing the finger at everyone else out there. It's pointing the finger back at yourself. Okay, where did I give my power away? Where am I lacking? Why do I feel like they are more powerful than me? Why am I in fear of them coming towards me? When I can easily say no, I can easily walk away. I can easily find a different path. And there's going to be some different paths being created. 2023 is going to open the door to many different paths outside of the program. And people are going to be like, what? Where did that come from? And I don't even think that those in charge are going to be able to keep up with where we're going in the end. They're not even going to hardly see us. They're going to be so focused in on controlling. Why? Because they have no control within themselves. So they have to control something outside themselves. Okay, let's get into this. Oracle. My beautiful man just came home. Okay. I still got to show you guys around my awesome friggin' house too that I manifested. Okay. Christmas was really cool too and generous for me. I'm so lucky at the moment. I hope you guys had an absolutely wonderful festive holiday. Like you're enjoying yourself. Okay, let's focus in on 2023 again. 2023. Whoa. So we have two cards that's come out, and I'm going to put that on a side. It didn't show up, but okay. So we have for 2023 the angels of the seven chakras. So this is a fuller understanding of every point of emotion that we have within ourselves. Everything from the root chakra, grounding something, the creative chakras here, the love chakras, the speaking up for themselves, for ourselves, the connection to our two hemispheres and union as one, and source energy as who we are. We are learning to bring all of these together into one ball of light. We're learning that that's almost like the first. When we learn that this is all one, and that it is just a story or an adventure that we go on, and we can use whatever we want as we go along our venture, and it all collects into one ball of light, that is the base for the next adventure that we're coming. One ball of light is the base for the next venture. We start to recognize ourselves as a whole thing, not as a wounded this and a wounded that and a wounded this. It's clearing. They're telling me that next year is going to be a clearing of all these blockages within our chakras. So we're going to learn how to clear everything through facing off how we are creating our reality and taking responsibility for everything that we are creating. And look what came out next, although it was in reverse. So this is obviously something that we are striving for: prosperity, abundance, success. It is coming. That golden path is there. I know it is. I've seen it. They've shown me years and years ago. I've been there. I know what it's like when we have a clear mind, and it creates the most beautiful, peaceful, awesome place. And it doesn't matter if someone's on the other side of the world or whatever, creating their reality which isn't conducive to your abundance and prosperity. That's their story. Let them go. They want to go on that story. You're not responsible for everything. That's another program pulled over humanity's eyes, that we have to be responsible for everybody outside of ourselves. We cannot. It is impossible to be responsible for someone else's journey. They're creating their journey. You can be a guide. How do you be a guide? You can shine your light. You shine your light bright, and that's the guide, because then they see that you're creating something that you love and that you're really happy, and they want to get there. They're going to ask you, how did you get there? And when they ask you, then you can answer that, in your own rightful way, how you want to, without leaking your energy into theirs and trying to control them, which is what we have been dealing with our guides who are in charge of us now, the leaders in charge of us now. They're controlling us. We have to do it their way all the time. Their way's not working. It's breaking up. Now, there was a card that flew out over here, but it's turned upside down. It was turned upside down, and it's so this could be. Okay, so this is the card of confusion. Past. Okay, so the card of confusion has all these writings: past, known, unknown, future, perhaps, maybe. What path do I take? Where do I go? How do I get out of this loop that I've pulled myself into, for Lord's sake? First thing is to know that you've pulled yourself into it. Anything in your reality is what you've pulled into. You have had it in your, or in yourself, in your knowing that you don't deserve something better. And so you pull yourself down the path of not deserving. Or you've had it in your knowing somewhere along the line that you have to fight to survive. And so you pull yourself down the path of fighting to survive, and so forth. So why not know within yourself that you are a magnificent, beautiful white light in this body, creating a beautiful reality? You'll pull yourself towards creating the reality that you really truly desire. So confusion is only coming in when we're pulling ourselves into the I don't know. Funny, eh? Two of Swords come up. Confusion. So we have to be very aware of when we are in confusion in our heads. Like if I'm ever undeciding about something, let it go and trust and just go, you know what? It's not my decision. My decision is I know where I'm going, that I decide I'm going to be happy and that I'm going to be successful in my work, and then I'm going to find the love of my life, then I'm going to have the house that I want. And whether I have to go to this party or not, or go see this meeting or not, or go be with that person, will be decided for me in the moment. So right here, right now, I'm doing my gardening. Let it go. And then the next day, when the actual meeting has to be decided upon, you'll feel a pull. Oh, I really want to go now, because you've let go enough to actually see what your heart's truly desiring. I really feel like going to that. Oh, and you meet the person that's going to help you on your success. Or I don't feel like going to that. I still don't feel like going. Okay, don't go. Simple. Make your own decisions. But also, don't promise something and then retrieve it because you're not respecting who you are. If you've made a promise towards something, you made a promise in that moment that you're going to be somewhere else, then you need to you need to carry that through, just for the point of, in the moment that you promised, you've actually held the energy that it is something that you really want, because a promise is something that you're saying to them, yes, absolutely. And so they are already entangled in that. You've already entangled in that by promising. So if you don't know, don't promise. Say, I'll think about it. I'll sleep on it. Easy, right? Okay. Happy holidays to all of you guys too. Let's see what else is coming up. I'm going to pick one more card, and then I'm going to open up the board for whoever wants to have a tarot reading. So I'm going to do, and I'm probably going to use those cards for readings for individual people and chat bars. Now, if you're watching this after, any of these messages that come after for other people could be a message for you. Whatever resonates for you, take it. If it doesn't feel right for you, then don't, obviously. It's an individual reading for the person, but we are all one in the end, and sometimes there's a reason why you're hearing somebody else's reading, so that you can learn something as well. So let's see, 2023. Do you have any advice for 2023? Okay. Here we go. So we have this card that's come up, painting the roses red, covering up errors. Now, who told Alice to paint the roses red, right? Who's controlling this? This is what she's looking at, a dissatisfied look on her face. I don't really want to do this. I'm painting the freaking roses red when they were born beautiful white roses. You're telling me to cover myself up? You're telling me to do what you want to do? there's this dissatisfaction that's going to come in 2023 with people understanding that they are sovereign in themselves and can create what they want. So that means that why are they still listening to somebody else telling them that they have to do it their way when their way is already coming from a lack? Why did she want to paint the roses red when they turned out white? Because she didn't like them turning out white because her sister's the white, right? She's not happy with that part of herself. She's not in union with her sister at all. She doesn't like her. So she's trying to cover up all the errors and paint these red. So what are we doing within ourselves too? Not just like someone telling us and controlling us. This is literally what we are doing within ourselves, which then reflects outward. When we are trying to cover up errors and we're not being honest with ourselves, we're not telling the truth. The truth is vital in 2023. No more lies, guys. Like if you need to say something, you can always ask the universe if it's something that might be hurting somebody, ask them to say it in a gentler manner, but stand up for yourself. Walk away or don't say anything, but do not lie anymore. It's going to get you into bigger trouble. You will have to face it off in the end. It's just it's not going to work anyway on those who are raising their energy, because we're starting to become more and more empathic and telepathic. It's not going to work anymore. People will see right through you. They'll just go, and they won't say anything, but they'll know that it's a lie and walk off and go, I don't really like that person because that energy is not conducive to my honest energy. Truthfulness, honesty is going to bring you much further down this path, because that's the energies that's coming within yourself. Okay, let's see who we've got here for a reading. I'm going to use Osho for the readings for you guys. I think. Osho is my first pack of cards, and if anyone wants to get tarot cards, Osho is the best one to get, because it really makes you look at yourself. He's a master. It's a guru master, Indian guru master, Osho, and then this person created these beautiful drawings, but he told them what to write and everything. Like he wrote down everything with each of these cards, and it's I love the way he put it. Anyway, let's get into this. So Diane. Okay, Diane. I'm feeling a small, it's not real big, but a small nervousness or anxiousness within you, of apprehension of what's to come. Diane. For Diane, please, 2023. Silence, yeah. They want you to silence your mind more. You're living in your head a bit too much, and so when you're finding a quiet space to find the center of who you are, silence within itself will bring you clarity. What's clarity? It's knowing. It's just an absolute. Clarity is an absolute, and that means you never waver about your decisions. You have a firm understanding of where you're going, but you can't get clarity without silence of the mind. So the mind is that monkey mind that was pulling on that magician's cloth. In the past, this happened. Oh my God, it's going to happen again. They want you, I'm literally breathing. They want you to take a deep breath and find peace within yourself of just shh, literally when you're just sitting quietly with yourself and your head's starting to get buzzy, shh, just say shh. Don't listen to your mind racing around anymore. Find a space within your mind to be silence. That will bring you clarity. That's where clarity is birthed from. And then you will know exactly what to do, because we can't feel our soul's connection and our heart's desires through the chatter, the mind chatter of rah, rah, rah. We can't. It's impossible. And the program that we've been pulled into is to listen to that, right? Listen to that self-talk all the time. And if you have silence, there's something wrong. But silence is where the gems are. So yeah, that's going to probably be your biggest lesson for 2023. Even this week, I'm feeling this week, actually, mainly. Snezana, that just dropped out. Postponement in reverse. So time to step out of this energy of postponing what your dreams are. Yeah. Postponement is caused usually by someone holding on to some fear-based scenario of, if I do that, how am I going to look? What's going to happen? I don't know. Where's it going to go? And so we postpone and we let go, we create other activities that we don't really want to do, but it's at least keeping us away from the thought of doing something that is something we really truly desire to bring into this reality, but we still are holding on to the fear-based scenario of how we're going to look and what people are going to say and that sort of thing. Or if I step more into my light and become the creator of my reality, I have to take more responsibility for that. I can't be blaming anyone else. And so I'm not going to make that decision at the moment. I'm not ready for it. That sort of thing could be coming up for you. So but it's in reverse, right? So that's a good sign. That means you're ready. You're ready to say, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. And I'm going to start taking a bigger leap. I think this is connected, because on the bottom was to past lives. I think this is connected to an energy that you had in your distance of something that was in your past. And you've been born with something that's not being cleared from the past. A great way to clear things from the past is to use your imagination. And it doesn't matter what story comes up. It doesn't even matter, but feel into into a past life. Just feel into it. And if a story starts to develop, write it down, just go with it or speak it out, whatever. But what we really want to get, we don't care about the story itself, because the stories can come in many, many different forms. What we're coming to is the feeling. Where did we give away our power? What does that actually feel like? That means that I was more powerful than that, and I wasn't exercising it. I was saying that outside of me was more powerful in that life. And so I literally said to them, yeah, take my life or whatever. So there's something that's entangled with the past life. And then when you clear that, the postponement issue will start to clear as well. You'll start to feel way better, way lighter about your life, and then you will move forward with vengeance, I would say. Now we've got Shanti. Shanti, moment to moment. And I had this really inkling to pull just the top, and I know it was the card that was it was just the top card of these ones, but I really feel to pull it out. Look at the rainbows in these both of these cards. So this is the one that came out of the tarot deck, and this is one that I just grabbed from the top. I didn't know it was this card, but I just knew I had to grab it. So look at the rainbows here, Shanti. You've got all of the colors here that you're starting to get a better bearing on who you are emotionally and what you can use for the benefit of yourself. But you have to be living in the moment when you exercise this. So each moment that he steps on, he might need a different chakra to help him. So in other words, he might be, I have to use my insight into connecting to source energy for this one. I have to physically ground this now on this step and use this one. I need to, move into my heart space, because that's where the message is of where to go next. I have to voice my opinion. So he's living moment to moment and stepping, but each one that he leaves, he literally leaves. He does not ever look back, and he is right there, knowing that he's going to be safe, even though he's balancing amongst the rainbow clouds on each stepping stone. He's going to be safe. So just as knowing that he's going to be safe creates himself as light as a feather, as coming up. So he becomes lighter and lighter as he goes along, because there's no need to try to control anything anymore. He just trusts that he's got everything within him in each step. So that's your reading for 2023, Shanti. Malcolm. So we have the dream, Malcolm. So the dream coming up for you is to be aware that you aren't imagining a whole heap of stuff and dreaming up all this stuff, but not actually physically grounding it. Not actually, she's just sitting there wishing and hoping, but nothing's actually been physically done. She's just sitting there with her, hands between her legs and going, I wish, I hope. That's not how you ground utopia or heaven on earth. You can ground utopia and heaven on earth by literally, like if she wanted a romantic couple, if she wants to find her partner, literally go on a dating site, but don't go on a dating site with the graspiness of trying to grasp, because every time she will try to reach for that imagination with her hand, it would disappear. Because it's not real, right? So it's going to disappear every time she reaches out for it. But if she just physically turns around and goes, I know I can ground this. I believe that I love myself enough to ground it, whether it's success, relationships, or whatever. I believe in myself that I'm worthy of that. Then go on a dating site. Then go and go for that interview. That in itself will gift you what you what you really love, what you really want in your reality. Okay, so that's Graham. 2023 for Graham. 2023 for Graham. Graham. You have two that's coming out. One is letting go. So letting go of the thought that you have to carry everything, letting go of the thoughts that you have to do everything, letting go of just letting go, right? They want you to step into creativity. They want you to to let go of the self-doubts and just step into creating your life that you truly desire. I literally feel for you that there's something wanting to come through your soul, through your heart, that's like, it is a mission. There's something coming for you, but they need you to let go of the worry of this. Almost like you have an anxiety towards it, and so you're and that anxiety holds on to the drip. It doesn't want to let it go. And that means you're not joining in with source energy and creating your reality. Yeah, so there's something there for you. Malcolm, Graham, sorry. Cherie. Remember, these are very quick. If you want a full reading with me, my links are down below. I won't ever, and don't listen. Actually, I haven't actually had any problems or issues with people coming in and being annoying on this chat bar. That's interesting, since I've moved here. But I've noticed anyway. But yeah, don't listen to anyone that's asking you for a reading or anything like that, because it's not me. But my links are down below if you're interested. And I could give you a 2023 reading, I suppose. I'm going to change it all soon, so there's going to be new things introduced, like I'm going to do readings for partners now, a couple. I did one the other day, just happened, and it worked. So I'm going to introduce partners whether it be business partners, and then there's romantic partners. I'm going to introduce looking into the family dynamics as well, and readings for that, or channel messages for that. So there's going to be some more things happening. So here we go. Sheree. It's too many. Okay, so like Sheree. They're like, you should have chosen the bottom card. It's already put in there. One just flew out like very gracefully. Okay. Sheree, you got politics. So there could be someone being deceitful around you, not showing their true face. And even if they put the mask over their face, pretend that they're all nice, they might not be all that nice. So just be aware of that in your reality. Also, what came up when this flew out was giving too much energy to those that are deceitful, giving too much energy to them. It's almost like you feel like you can handle it, and so you handle it, but that just brings more of it. So just be aware of that. Might not always be able to, you will always be able to handle it because you are that strong, but do you want to bring that into creating a reality where you're always, someone's lying to you, you just go, yeah, whatever in your head, but you just agree with them, give them the energy that they want, and then move into your room and go, they lied again. I could feel it. Yeah, just be aware of that. I would move away from that sort of energy in 2023. Joy. Three cards came out all together. Okay, joy, we have morality. So there could be some religious factors that are impeding on you, or something that you feel like something has to be a certain way. Just be aware that there is absolutely a never-ending story of possibilities within our reality, and it is what we decide to be that will be. So if you want to, there's nothing wrong with going down a journey of morality, but it can, if it's hindering you in moving forward, then I would leave it. Look, it came out with the exhaustion card, so I'm seeing from these cards that it is exhausting keeping up this ball of morality, and it's getting to you. But it also came out with nothingness, and nothingness means that you're in a space. So if you recognize this within yourself, then they're wanting you to come back to just going, you know what, I don't know all the answers. Let's come back to nothing. Nothingness is actually a good place. It's something that people fear. We fear the dark. We fear not having, silence. We fear the nothingness, right? But that's like the other card before, it brings up clarity, because when we're in nothingness, we can literally create a whole new story that is creating, in essence, something for you rather than limiting you. So that's, three cards that popped out for you, Joy. Joe for 2023. Shush. So, Joe, we have stress upside down. So it looks like you're learning how to deal with your stress in 2023. You're learning how to not, let's look at that monkey again. And this is a totally different pack of cards. See what the monkeys do? That's our monkey mind, right? I have to hold up all these balls and everything to be able to create my life. I have to do all this, and let it go. And live in the moment to moment. So three cards fell out for you as well. Live in the moment to moment, because this is bringing you your maturity. And when the maturity card comes out in the Osho deck, it means that you are literally creating, you're creating exactly what you want in 2023. You're maturing up, you're understanding, you're taking the reins to your reality. You're no longer listening to holding up all the balls of your life, and you are living moment to moment and maturing with it. And that means that you're going to be blessed with many, many things. I love that. I love that. Okay, I flicked up then, so I don't know where I'm at anymore. I think it's Brian. Brian. I would love a card reading. Brian. Like you're trying to find your happiness, which I think we all are, right? I think you're trying to find your happiness, and you're just doing. You're scared that you're going. If you find your happiness, you're not going. You're just going to get lazy. But I tell you what, even when we are getting lazy within our lives and we're no longer creating, it's really interesting what the soul will do. Like he will freeze his butt to that ice, right? He's just lazy, and he will start feeling the pinch of the ice underneath him, because the soul wants to have an adventure. It wants to create beautifulness. So you'll never become lazy, even if you do decide to try that out a bit. Maybe it's time for you to be a bit lazy for a while. It's nothing wrong with it. You will get pinched out of it in the end. So sometimes we need to try these things out, when we're constantly busy with everything. Or even if we are really lazy all the time, try it, but analyze it at the same time. What am I really feeling now? Am I feeling great about myself? Do I love really where I'm at? Do I love myself while I'm doing nothing? That sort of thing. If you're not, move. If you don't, get up and move and do something. If you are feeling good, stay there. Just stay there. But you won't stay there for too long. You'll feel the pinch of the ice anyway. What else have we got here? Have I done Sasha? I don't think I have. Sasha. This one fell out for you. Sharing. That's a really good place to be, actually, because that means that you're ready to connect with those that are conducively in the right energy with you. So it's almost like your soul tribe coming in. So sharing is something that we can do freely when we're feeling good about who we are, that we are abundant in our life, and so now we can share even more outside of us with others, so that they can gain something as well from prosperity. Always look after yourself first, but I feel like you're in a really nice space where you can start sharing and helping guide others, are telling me as well, for 2023. That's cool. It means that you will be abundant in 2023. It's going to start coming in for you to be able to share out for others. Charlotte, intensity is coming up for you. So really, what you would desire, and they're asking you to just go for it. But just remember, with intensity, when we go for something, we're probably going to create a few ripples. People that aren't in the energy of that intensity will feel that vibration, and they might not like it. Be playful with it. Like, play with this intensity. Don't just get all, I'm going to do that. Just start bringing in humor and playing with it as well. People that can't handle the intenseness of you, that isn't ready to be in that vibration will fall away. So just let them fall away. That's okay. But when you're playing with that energy and you're intense at the same time, oh my God, you're going to create the most beautiful place. You're going to create a beautiful 2023 for sure. Okay, I think, what time are we? We're getting to the end here. So, forgotten who I'm up to. Sarah. Okay. Did I do Sarah? I keep forgetting who I've done. I forgot who I've done, honestly, and I don't want to double up, so let's have a look at this. So Snezana makes so much sense. Thank you. Yay. Shanti, Bobbie, I just hung crystals on my window to bring in a full spectrum. Brilliant. Thank you. Isn't that cool? I love it when it's matching what people are actually saying. Joy. Yes, I feel empty now. Love it. You guys are wonderful, and thank you so much for supporting me in 2022. It has been an absolutely turn of events, incredible year for me. I manifested all my heart's desires so far, and I'm only going to manifest more next year. I really am focusing in on my career next year. I've got the love of my life, and I have a beautiful home which I manifested. So, and I take responsibility for that, me being in the right energy for all of that to happen conducively. And so I really want to share with you guys that, as a guide, you can do this too. I want everyone to be able to manifest the beautiful life that they truly desire. It all came from my own self starting to see the value in me. I was no longer telling myself that I wasn't good enough, and that was a constant in my head up till then, and that's why I kept on bringing in narcissistic relationships that were no good for me. So the journey has started, and I am going to keep guiding and keep helping those and shining my light as much as I possibly can. I actually wrote a Facebook post when I left my last fella and last ex. I want to call him a fella. Anyway, in 2 years ago, and on that post it said, that's it. I've had enough. I'm going to shine my light, and I'm going to show these people that have treated me badly that they shouldn't have done that, because it's time for me to step forward and really show that I am a big heart and I love you all. So that's what I've done, and in the meantime manifested all my dreams. So guys, just keep giving yourself love all the time. This 2023. 2023 is all about self-love, coming back to knowing that you are creating through how you feel about you, and no longer needing or searching for anyone outside of you to give you that. You give yourself that. And then you have all the reins to your creating your wonderful life. So love you guys heaps. Till next time. Thursday, remember, I'm channeling through for 2023 as well. So we'll see what they bring through then. Bye.